Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be using my Cricut maker. I've decided to get back into making candles, which was something that I did a few years ago now. It's a business that I started up and yeah, I've decided that I wanted to get back into it. So I've decided that my first release is going to be an Osteosarcoma Awareness candle. Being that September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, I thought it was a good month to release them. So today I'm just going to be cutting the design, the logo that I've created on the Cricut maker and popping it onto the candle jars. So I thought I'd bring you along so you can see how that's done. And also, opposite to candles, I've got a couple of jars that I bought from Kmart that I want to label just with washing powder and stuff like that for the laundry. So I thought, yeah, doing a bit of cutting on the Cricuts. I'm not going to go in depth on the design studio side of things, purely because there's plenty of really good tutorials out there that you can see watch on YouTube. So I'm just going to set it up to cut, let it cut, and I'll pop them onto the candle jars and I'll show you when they're done. So let me just change the camera angle and we'll get going. Go, cutting the first colour. Now I get to do the fun part of the weeding. Okay, time for the yellow. Excuse the puppy dogs. Let's do one to show you. And hopefully it weeds okay, because it's very tiny writing, so I think it's going to be a little tricky. Oh, the sea again. Seriously, I'd much rather work with iron-on or HTV, whatever you want to call it, than actual vinyl, because HTV is so much nicer to work with. So there's the drum. That was a lot easier to weed. Okay, so I'm just going to put this together and then I will come back and I'll show you when we put it on the candle jar. Okay, so I've changed angle, so hopefully you can see it a bit better. Give it a bit of a clean to make sure there's no greasy fingerprints on it. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to do them all this way or whether I'm just going to put a white background. I'm just sort of seeing what design I prefer. Okay, there's that part done, and as you can see I've got my guide mark, so that's going to help me hopefully get the letters in the right spot. Nothing like giving myself a bit of a challenge, hey? It's the only problem with this mask though, is that I can't actually see. Alright, I'm just going to take the lid off. Okay, so I finished it and I've completely changed my mind. So this is the finished product. Oh, it's not going to focus. Of the vinyl. But I don't really like it, so... Well, I mean, I don't mind it, but, you know, it's not how I envisioned it, so I changed it. And so we're going with this. And I'm much happier with it. So... now I can get them rolling. So now I'm just going to do the wash and soak jars. So we'll get those going. These jars I just got from Kmart. I'll link them down below in the description. And I've already cleaned the jar. And pop it on. A bit of a rub. Do have I'm not wanting to stick. So, and also because I'm doing these for myself, the vinyl I'm using is not what I use when I'm doing signage for customers. But it's just using up old stuff that I have because I hate wastage. So it might have been a little bit wet from the alcohol, which is why it's not sticking perfectly. But once it's on there, it will adhere So there you go. Here's the washing powder. Now we'll do the soap. And for those of you who are curious, Cohen's doing really well. He's almost finished his 5th cycle of the clinical trial, which is actually his last cycle. So he's had his last dose of intravenous chemo. He had that last week, not last week, the week before. Last week he's ended up having to have a couple of bags of bloods and some platelets because his counts were really low. This for a lot of intravenous has really knocked him around. But he's doing much better, and his CT scan showed that his the tumours in his lungs are, that's crooked. The tumours in his lungs, they've said, are stable, which is great news. But we just have to wait for the final PET scan to let us know exactly what's going on and to make sure that there isn't any more little tumours that have popped up anywhere else in his body. So we're still a bit on the waiting game, and yeah, and he'll just stay on the clinical trial tablets now until anything changes. So basically he could be on them long term. Well, he probably will be on them long term, especially considering it looks like that medication is actually keeping his, if it does come out that it's actually keeping his cancer at bay, we'll more than happily keep him on that, because he doesn't have too many side effects from just the tablet. So yeah, it's good news. Okay, so that's them done. So I'm going to fill them up and then I'll pop them in the laundry and I'll show you what they look like. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. The awareness candles are going to be in limited supply for the first batch. I'll just be doing a small release of them, and then if the demand's there, I'll do a second release. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just doing something, you know, getting back into the crafting slowly, as I said in my last video, but also doing something to build awareness for osteosarcoma, and yeah, to help us out here as I'm not working. So just starting slowly, I've decided I want to slowly start redoing my business that I had previously to going back to work full-time. So just slowly starting that back up again, and I've got a few other things in the works, but as I said, Cohen's doing well, and we're just finishing his 5th cycle. Now we're coming to the end of that. The end of that cycle is on the 28th of this month, and then he has scans and that sort of thing following that. So I will update you in the next video on how he's going. But if you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, then please hit the subscribe button and scroll up and hit the little bell notification so you'll get notified each time I post a new video. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.